G'day, g'day. Good morning, good night, whichever you are. Got a couple of quickish stories today. I'm gonna stick to the trend of positive. I don't know if it's gonna be positive. We've got one from petty revenge and relationship advice. Both of these do have updates, so we'll see where this goes. How do I tell my boyfriend that his breath smells bad without hurting him? 24 female, 30 male. I love my boyfriend so much. He's the sweetest, most genuine man I've ever met. So extremely kind and accepting, and always there for me when I need it most. I've noticed that he doesn't brush his teeth in the morning, but does so at night before bed. He also does not brush his tongue when he brushes. He brushes his teeth and then flosses. I brush my teeth both in the morning and at night to keep bad breath away, tongue brushing included. I learned my lesson the hard way when I was a bit younger. I'd brush my teeth but not my tongue. When talking to my sister, they smelled my breath and made fun of me for how bad it still smelled. They mocked me and told me that I need to brush my tongue too, so I went back and brushed my tongue. I've been doing so since. They made fun of me for a long time after that and always called me stank breath and other mean names. If there was ever a bad smell somewhere, they would usually say it's probably insert stank breath and proceeded to laugh. This affected me quite a lot. Even though I brush my teeth and tongue twice a day now, I still live in fear of having bad breath, so I'm always chewing gum or have a breath mint in. I don't want to give my boyfriend the same fear or embarrass him. We talked about it slightly, but from his perspective, I want him to brush his tongue because it's healthy, and this is true, but I'm more concerned about bad breath. He told me that if I start to floss, then he'll brush his tongue. I agreed, and I'm happy that he's willing to change. The only part of my problem is though, I don't know how to tell him his bad breath smells bad. I don't know how to tell him that his breath smells bad and that he should brush in the mornings too, as well as night, like he currently does. But I'm not trying to be mean and shame him, but I find myself not wanting to kiss him in the mornings when he gets out of bed and starts his day with morning breath. It's not a pleasant smell, and I want him to know without hurting or embarrassing him. Oh, I can't imagine existing in a day with morning breath. Let's say he gets 8 hours of sleep. That's 8 hours of sleep before he goes to work and lives his life. This just needs to be, this is an education thing. It's just a conversation. Be as nice and accepting as it possible. Just take him aside and be like, hey, I don't know how to phrase this, but I don't want you to feel bad, or I don't want you to think this is coming from like a mean place, but your breath smells really bad, and the reason is because you don't brush your teeth and your tongue in the morning. That's the entire conversation that needs to be had. But we got a few cute stories in the comments. Autumn Laughter says, this post made me realize how blunt of a human being I really am. My boyfriend uses his teeth twice a day, but every once in a while he crawls into bed without brushing. I walk into the bedroom and just tell him, you better be brushing his teeth before he sleeps. That's me. That's me. not the boyfriend there. Insightful comment from Avanda 3711. Bad breath can also be a sign of other health issues, heart disease, etc. You could frame it as a health concern. Perhaps saying, if he brushes his teeth and tongue twice a day and still has this issue, it'd be worth visiting a dentist. If he doesn't still have the issue, problem solved. Yeah, that's a pragmatic way to go about it. But I feel like you're not addressing the issue, because it might go away and then you'll stop brushing his teeth in the morning again. Who knows? Let's jump across to that update. How do I tell my boyfriend his breath smells bad? Update. You get one of those, you pick. Here's an update on my earlier post. So I took the blunt route that people were recommending, and it ultimately turned out well. I was really nervous and embarrassed about it. But he sat down and I told him what he needs to know. I love him to death, and I wasn't trying to hurt him or embarrass him, but I needed to tell him this. I told him about my past embarrassing experiences with my bad breath and how I was shamed for it and had a fear of having bad breath now because of that. I explained that I was reluctant to tell him because I didn't want to cause the same fear in him, but it was something that was negatively affecting me, and to explain to him the fact that his breath is often off-putting and smells unsettling and makes me not want to be affectionate. And he took it fine. He said he understood and hugged me and said he was happy that even I brought it up. He said he appreciated my honesty and started brushing in the mornings too, and asked if it was okay for him to ask me for breath checks to let him know if the efforts are working. If it didn't work, he said he will figure it out, but overall was just happy that I had the courage to communicate with him. The fact that he was so sweet about it all made me feel bad. I started crying, telling him that I hated that I had to tell him, but I loved him and wanted to be open and honest. He reassured me that it was completely fine. He went and brushed his teeth, came back, let me check, it smelled way better. Then we watched some Rick and Morty. All in all, I'd say it was a pretty great turnout. Thanks for your input on my last post. Oh, I love healthy relationships. I absolutely love when things just, go as they should. Nice and civil, healthy, resolved. Also, brush your teeth twice a day. Come on. God, come on. It's such an easy thing to do. Even if it's just for 2 minutes. You should be brushing your teeth for 2 minutes. That's the line. I'm kind of like a teeth stickler. I've got a flosser, a water flosser that I use. And I brush my teeth twice a day, and I use mouthwash, and I chew gum. You only get 5 sets of teeth. Wait, how many sets do humans get? You only get 2 sets of teeth. One when you're baby, child, and one when you're an adult. Anyway, my dad is kicking me out. I'm leaving a gift. His long-distance girlfriend is moving in December from overseas, and because my father is a liar, she falsely believes that my room was used by his ex, and that she has since moved out. The truth is, they were sharing his bed until last week. Oh my god, while I lived in the other room. So to keep up the ruse, he told me yesterday that I had 2 weeks to clear up my room, take my belongings, and leave no trace of my existence in the apartment. Oh my god. His girlfriend is apparently a clean freak, and my dad is desperate to make a good impression. Hence, getting kicked out right before I leave is going to be an accidental spill of tuna juice in the living room rug. There'll be honey and sugar in inconspicuous corners. I think the ants will love it. Hopefully the tuna juice will go bad and make the whole place slowly stink in the course of several weeks for no reason. Hopefully my dad will be embarrassed and miserable. I'm a broke college student and I pay for studies myself. My dad was a cheating deadbeat growing up. We had a deal that I could move in with him and stay until I graduate. No, I can't tell his girlfriend without putting my physical safety on the line, even in secret attempts. Otherwise, I 100% would. I think what he's doing is awful. My father is purging the apartment room when gone, so anything for her to find wouldn't work, nor would something that stinks immediately. Yes, my dad is a dick. Established that in long fact. Some of you guys don't seem to remember what subreddit we're on. Yes, I'm being petty. That's sort of the point. Some added precautions in the edit. Thank you for outpouring of support and the ideas. You guys are diabolical and made me cackle. Makes me feel better about my shitty situation I'm in. And there is an update. Ooh. Devious comments coming up. 1810 Nard says, spill it twice. Once where he can see it, once under the sofa, so he constantly cleans the wrong spot. And it still stinks. You're a dirty, dirty mastermind. I adore you in the worst kind of way. Okay, I'm not reading the rest of these. Am I? Let's read a couple more. Let's do it. Oh, this one is hateful. Cup of tea anymore says, anyone says pregnancy test under the bin bag in the bin. You can find a positive one, all the better. Ooh, Better Dust 2364 says, put in the back of the cabinet. Hell, empty the bins. But he probably won't do a full sweep of the cabinets. But you know who eventually will? A clean freak. A positive one in the corner would be hilarious. That is very, very deous. You get first class ticket straight to hell. Oh, I don't like this one. This one's gross. Chop up some raw shrimp and hide it really well. They'll have to move. That's from Unique Ad 9316. And Rufus Xavier Sir says, hide them in the drapery rods. Rufus, you are disgusting. You are an absolute menace. Absolutely hate that. Gross. Absolutely gross. Let's jump onto that update, because I'm done reading all these disturbing ideas you have. Update. Once again from Throwaway Quadruple 9 Quintuple 52s says, sorry, this is going to be a bit of a boring update, yet a satisfying one. I moved out like planned. I dumped a bunch of sugar and honey everywhere, where my father wouldn't see, and a bunch of veggies parts to rot behind the stove. Decided to not go ahead with the tuna juice, put in the carpet, because the smell would have been too obvious. I want to play the long game. Stay petty instead of going nuclear. My sibling who doesn't live there is a lot more confrontational than I had a few words of choice with our father. And his overwhelming success as a fatherhood. I said to friends, when I went down in the case, got ugly. Neither of them told me what exactly went down, but I'm glad I wasn't there. I don't know if there were any ants. I don't know if there are any bugs. I don't know if my dad's girlfriend was disgusted, but I haven't been in contact. However, that cockroach crawled in my father's mouth in broad daylight as he was eating in the living room, and he chewed it and it went crunch. Oh, oh God, that's gross. That is gross. Very, very gross. Well, you know what? On that note, I need to go brush my teeth. Yep, I'm gonna go brush my teeth.